Yo guys, it's the Vagabond of Anime. Welcome to my channel. Alright, this is a Hunter x Hunter 2011 episode 103 review, and let's get right into this. So the episode started off, guys, basically with the commentator saying it's gonna be 6 days until Nerfapitu's plan take action and the natural selection takes place, basically. And it then fast forwards into the king's palace, and it basically the king's been riding up like masters from different like tactical thinking games here, and challenging them, get to obviously test his own strength here and his own knowledge against them. Because obviously he's supposed to be the supreme, the best at everything type of person, type of living thing, in the king. So anyways, what happens now, he then calls in a master of the game Shogi, basically. And this game Shogi, what do you call it, it's kind of like chess, I should say. And basically this game Shogi is the girl's called Ganji, and this girl, she seems pretty helpless at first. Like, he starts to speak as he's studying the game through the book, and he's like, be quiet, and she's all got snot going down her nose, and she doesn't really know anything that's going on, and she doesn't know anything that's really happening, and she's just like, she's like a little kid, I should say, like a little teenager. She's just cheery, and she don't really care about anything, to be honest. And to me, she just seems helpless. But then as they step into the game now, as the master was, and look, an example of her helplessness is basically the king told her to shut up, basically, and she literally shut it up here to the point where she didn't open up her mouth again, and she then passed out because obviously she has the cold and snot school going down her nose, so she can't breathe through her nose, and she closed her mouth, so then she disabled herself from breathing through her mouth also. So basically that just shows how stupid she actually is, and how helpless she can possibly be. But anyways, it then got to the point where the king was actually ready to face her, and the whole atmosphere changed, and the king noticed her strength at that point. Suddenly, this girl is also blind, right? And suddenly, once she gets into the game of Shogi, basically, her eyes basically open up, and she's like, do you have a problem with my eyes being open? And he's like, no. He's like, my eyes only open up when Shogi play, what do you call it, when I play Shogi, basically. And the king noticed that the whole atmosphere around the board changed entirely, and like she was basically a different person. She was no longer the little helpless girl she was before, and now this like basically indicates or implies, her dominance when it comes to this game. Why she's called like one of the Shogi masters. So basically, her and the king keep playing, and they keep playing, and what happens is what do you call it? He cannot beat her, and he's like, basically, she's using normal standard tactics to beat him, so basically he's like, this ain't her real ability, I'm gonna bring out her real ability. And then basically they just keep playing for hours, and the king still cannot beat her at any point. And obviously he's just analyzing the game, he started getting better at it, so he can basically beat her. But she still hasn't released her true power, and she's basically saying he's a novice when it comes to the game, because she's not even brought out her real power. She's like treating him like a person, a newcomer to the game, which he shouldn't be. He's the king, so he's supposed to be the best of the best, right? So anyways, the episode then fast forwarded to what do you call it, Gon, Knuckle, and the guy with no eyebrows. And it shows that it basically shows that Gon phoned Killua, but Killua was not basically picking up. And then Killua was basically saying, Gon basically thinks it's a part of the plan, where Killua said, we gotta like stop all communication and etc. But really, we know that Killua was basically in pain, and he's got saved by the octopus Chimera ant, which I thought was like great, innit? Like, they're not giving away everything yet. So basically, the chameleon guy is basically there watching from the outskirts, and he's basically saying Knuckle is just like I don't know what he looks like. He's from a different era, with that hairstyle, with that face, looking like he wants to fight anyone at any time. The guy with no eyebrows, first of all, has no eyebrows, so it basically implies to me that he wouldn't trust anyone. He wouldn't trust the Tremor and anything I say in the first place, and he wouldn't trust me anyway. So there's no point me bargaining with him. So basically, he's like thinking in his head. He's like basically saying, "Go on, I'm uncertain about these people." And then what happens now is dogs start coming out, basically, and we all know, that a good hunter, is loved by animals. So basically, these dogs first go to Gon, right? And Gon's basically stroking them, but these dogs are actually the owners of Knuckles. And Knuckles basically saying, I saved these dogs' life here from the previous natural selection, because I've been feeding them, and the ones that couldn't go didn't come, and that was the least I could do, basically. And he started shedding tears, and then that changed the chameleon's mind, slightly in it. So basically, what happened in this episode now is that it changed his mind slightly, and he brought tears to his eyes. But he said it's still not enough yet to like erase my awareness or my doubts about them. So, anyways, the episode then fast forward, guys. I'm not gonna give you too much information. And then what happens is that it then switches, yeah. It then switches to Moral, yeah. And basically, Moral has a new ability, a new power. It's not new, but it's not been revealed yet. And Moral's basically playing mind games, yeah. He's playing mind games, yeah. Let's just say it, guys. So they basically give us an explanation of his ability, and it's basically called Deep Purple. So first he releases the aura, yeah. That little smoke thing, yeah. He releases the aura, yeah. Envelopes it on his arm, yeah, and it creates some like haze, creating some smoke puppets basically out of what they call it Nen, and basically he then envelopes it in N, right, and then these puppets basically he can create like a 50 to 60 of them bitches, and it's just straight beast. But then this time he created 50, yeah, but they got more reaction time, more awareness, yeah, so they're stronger this time, so there will be a smaller amount because he's putting more effort into these smoke puppets. But anyways, yeah, he's then faced, yeah, with the cheater Chimera, and yeah, that he then toyed around with last time. Him and Knuckle toyed around with last time, and this cheater Chimera is basically overly confident now, and yeah, he's overly confident and he's got new moves. So basically, the cheater puts him in his like in a new dimension, in this new space. And Moral's just playing mind games with this cheater, yeah, and he's doing his thing, I should say. And let's just say Moral's straight beast, but I'm gonna let you lot find out about that. So, anyways, as the episode's coming to a closing, it basically shows what do you call it, the king and the Gonji, the girl, the female, the blind female, yeah, playing Shogi, and he still hasn't beat her at all, and he's basically starting to get restless, like to the point where he knows he can't beat her, and it's showing how she can even predict his moves before he even does it, and he's not liking it. But guys, gonna be big surprises, guys. This is Talking Anime, yeah. Rate, comment, subscribe. Holla back at you, boy. Peace.